A cavalry skirmish on the afternoon of April 20th convinced Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna that the Texians intended to fight. So, he prepared for what he hoped would be the triumphal conclusion to his campaign in Tejas. He would return to Mexico City a national hero, the Napoleon of the West. His Mexican soldados had been up most of the night, preparing their camp for the Texian attack. At dawn on April 21st, nothing happened. The Texians remained in their camps in an oak wood along the banks of Buffalo Bayou. Santa Anna urged vigilance. He would not rest easy until his reinforcements arrived, but was convinced that Sam Houston had missed his best opportunity at victory. Around mid-morning, a cloud of dust raised by hundreds of tramping feet alerted Santa Anna to the arrival of General Martin Perfecto de Cos and his reinforcements. This officer's fight at Bear 5 months before had started this little war, and now he would be on hand to finish it. Santa Anna could relax. The Mexicans now had the advantage of numbers, nearly 1,400 men compared to Sam Houston's mere 800. Perhaps his soldados should advance against the Texians, trapped as they were with the river behind them. The Mexican officers objected. Their men were footsore. They needed rest. Cos's men had marched through the night to arrive in time to join, if not save, Santa Anna and avoid a potential catastrophe. No one in the Mexican camp had slept for nearly 24 hours. The attack could be delayed until mañana. As the pleasant spring day passed, the Centralist commanders allowed their men to rest. They needed to be fresh to deliver the killing blow against the foreigners with the next sunrise. Houston and his men did not rest that day. While his officers agitated for an immediate assault on the Centralist camp, the general sent riders to destroy Vince's Bridge, a crossing over a deep bayou on the Harrisburg Road. Neither his army nor Santa Anna's could retreat toward the west now, nor would additional Mexican troops arrive to add to the collection of snoozing soldados on the prairie and oak-studded slope a mile or so to the south. At last, it was time. In the late afternoon, Houston led his army out of their camps and across the open prairie to their front. Mexican sentinels saw the Texians approaching and alerted the camp. Some of the soldiers, shaking off their sleep, fired some ragged volleys at the approaching rebels. The Texian line shuddered, but then kept moving, while an enthusiastic young Hotspur rode along the line shouting,
"Remember the Alamo! Remember Goliad!"
At 4:30 p.m., Houston's artillery, a pair of guns nicknamed the Twin Sisters, opened fire on the Mexican camp. His infantry fired a volley, then surged forward.
No retroceder!
Most of the exhausted Mexican soldados broke and ran in confusion.
Sálvate a ti mismo!
Officers tried to rally their men,
Firme, muchachos!
but a flurry of contradicting orders added to the chaos. In fewer than 20 minutes, the Texians had overrun the Mexican camp and were pursuing the fugitives into the marshes and ponds along the San Jacinto River. The Texians slaughtered the enemy soldiers as they attempted to surrender. There would be little mercy in the Battle of San Jacinto. Revenge swept the field. Sam Houston lay hobbled behind his mob of an army. He had lost one horse, Saracen, to Mexican fire. After mounting another, a bullet struck him in the ankle, creating a painful and potentially crippling wound. Aides carried him back to camp. By the end of the day, Texian bullets, blades, and buttstocks had killed 650 Mexican soldiers and wounded another 200. Around 300 prisoners stood milling in the open prairie, surrounded by their angry adversaries. The Mexicans killed 11 Texians and wounded another 30. Still, everyone in Houston's army knew that Santa Anna still had another 4,000 men in Texas. This fight would not be the end. Houston's men continued rounding up fugitives for the next few days. On April 22nd, Texian troopers brought an exhausted and bedraggled Santa Anna into camp. Some wanted to kill him on the spot. Houston needed him alive.